Hello and welcome to Invictus Motors. My name is Basheer Zaheer. Today we've got a 997 Generation 1 GT3. These are the GT3s with the Mesker engine, and it's my first impression. I mean, it's arrived, I haven't driven it, other than, I couldn't stop myself from opening the doors and having a look inside. And my first impression is just wow. And at the same time, how far the 911 GT3 and the GT3 RS have come is phenomenal. But I must say, there are a lot of similarities between what we see in the the second generation GT3 to what I've also seen in the 991.1 GT3 and the 991.2 GT3s, as well as the 992s. So let's just actually get behind the wheel, drive it, and just tell you a little bit more about the performance, what it's like to drive, and what's so special about this GT3. And also, it's just come into stock, so it is available for sale. So if you're interested, just give us a call. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and just wanted to say a massive thank you in advance for watching our videos. We are inside, and let's fire up this beautiful baby. The engine was warm on this because my he's just driven this 60 miles coming from London, because this is where we collected it from. And now let's just take it out for a spin, drive it, and tell you a little bit more about what it's like. Now that we are behind the steering wheel, and just a nice feeling to actually just get out there and drive this a little bit. Firstly, I must say that this is the Comfort Pack GT3, which is not back-breaking in any way, form or shape. The Comfort hardback sport seats are heated, as well as they have something around the 18-way adjustability with lumbar support, so it feels really nice to sit in these seats. And considering it's done just over 31,000 miles, it has scope for somebody to just drive it and put another 70,000 miles on it if they like. I was watching a YouTube video the other day, seeing one of these being reviewed on Seen Through Glass, which had 175,000 miles. Like with any car, you've just got to give it a bit of time just to get used to it, get used to the gear changes. We also have a 981, the Porsche came in 981 GT4, and I found the clutch rather heavy, but that's, I guess, part and parcel of the character and the experience of what you get with a 981 GT4. Now with the GT3, this 997.1 GT3, it's got the factory short shift. The clutch pedal feels exactly how it should feel, And the short shift makes it very engaging, very fun to just shift down a gear. And this is us at about 6,000 RPM in third gear. It really opened up. Felt wonderful, sounded wonderful, and it's just such a precise car. Of course, the 997.1 GT3 is a much lighter car in comparison to the 911 Carrera S or the 4S, and I wouldn't say it's lighter, by 100 kilograms or so, but you can feel that the architecture of the GT3 is just something else, and the mechanical sound that you get from the 3.6 litre Mesker engine is just beautiful. And this is the first time, going back to 2007, that Porsche had a GT product that produced over 400 bhp. This one introduced 415 brake horsepower out of the 3.6 litre naturally aspirated Boxer 6 engine. And now, in terms of the rest of the performance figures, the 0 to 62 miles per hour was possible in 4.3 seconds, and the top speed was a blisteringly, high speed of 193 miles per hour. Now, in terms of just my initial feel of being in the car, you've got the sport steering wheel, cruise control, and all these comfort items. Makes you forget for a moment that you're in a GT3, but at the same time it just feels wonderful. Changing gears, things like your gear selector, your clutch pedal, all these things are all familiar across whatever GT3 you drive. The yellow speed color seat belts combined with the PCCP and the yellow calipers, it's a nice nod to the Porsche heritage and what it means having a yellow car. I think the yellow with the bezel black metallic combines and suits this car extremely well. Additionally, this also has the carbon package combined with Alcantara, but in terms of carbon, you've got carbon around the gear selector, handbrake carbon, a little bit of it is there, just nice to kind of find all these carbon touches. And now in terms of the Alcantara, you've got Alcantara again around the gear selector, around the handbrake. The seats are a combination of leather and Alcantara. Door cards are Alcantara. All of this gives it a very premium high-end feel. Stuck behind a slow car for a little while, and it kind of takes the enthusiasm away from reviewing and experiencing a product like this. As soon as you go over the 4,000 RPM mark, just listen to this. And the PCCBs in this generation of the GT3, in comparison to the two generations, the two generations after, the 997.1 GT3, which were introduced in 2014, they were just the new PCCBs are just very snappy. It's just you touch it and it's just a bit of a neck-breaking experience. And whereas this, it's just progressive, nice to just brake gently or even firmly. It just does exactly what it's intended to do. Having the PCCBs is both great for having it on the track or for driving like this, and above all for retaining the future value of this beautiful 911. And the PCCBs, as a matter of fact, on this are brand new, as well as the Michelin Pilot Cup Sport 2 tires. It's got a set of 4 new tires, so just makes the experience of driving this just trustworthy. And what I haven't yet engaged with is switching on the sport suspension, pressing the spasm button, and let's just press the sports button. Wow, that throttle response from pressing the sports button is just immediate. It sounds wonderful. This is just a thrilling experience. And this was just over at 6,000 RPM in third gear with sports on, the PASM, suspension dampers activated. You can also immediately just feel that the GT3s are just built to a completely different standard and a different level, and that's because Porsche designs the GT products from a completely different department in comparison to the Carrera 2Ss, 4S, the turbos, the GTSs, because the GT3 comes from the Porsche division that first brought us the 996 GT3, and what a car that was. But having driven the 996 GT3, I've found that unfortunately not spectacular. Just, it was a Porsche that was a GT3, yes, a bit more BHP, but the styling wasn't really much different from what you found in a standard 996. Yes, you can critique it and say, yeah, the front splitter or the rear bumper is different, X, Y, and Z, but in the 997 generation, you can really, really tell the difference, starting from the fact that they went back to the oval shaped headlights, and the GT3 styling is very aggressive. It's unlike anything else, and just from the feel of driving one of these and having those kids, walk, or having the kids from the school just, look at the car and kind of all smile and cheer, says it all. And that is definitely a reaction that you wouldn't get in the 996. And it's not to say that the Porsche 911 996 is in any way, form or shape a bad or a lesser car. It's just to say how much better the 997 is, both from a performance, from a styling, and it's an all-round much, much better and a massively evolved car. And that is kudos to Porsche for stepping up their game as much as they have done so. So thank you for tagging along on this video of me just experiencing the 997 GT3 as it's just arrived. And don't forget to subscribe, and if you've liked the video, give us a thumbs up. And just wanted to say in advance for watching the video, because we make money from our YouTube channel, which we all donate to a UK registered charity, and that money is used towards building a school in Afghanistan at the moment, and at the same time they build a lot of wells in Afghanistan too. We're in a situation there in Afghanistan where unfortunately people are still people still don't have the basic access to water, health, etc. There are kids and families that walk 4 or 5 kilometers to just find a source for clean water. So thank you for contributing towards that, because you watching, we earn from YouTube, and our revenues went from around £66 a month from each channel, because we've got 2 channels, to now about £150 per channel. That's a lot of money that we can do a lot of good with. So thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.